It's good to see you both.
Thank
we'll
you,
have you
Liz.
back on again
Appreciate
soon.
you, Liz.
Same here. Joining us now from House Foreign Affairs, we have Congressman Dan Meuser. Okay, Israel says, Congressman, it's good to see you again. Merry Christmas. Israel says now is not the time to back down from taking out Hamas. They're pressing into southern Gaza. They're calling for evacuations. They reportedly just took out Hamas's entire court system, its own Supreme Court. They took out a senior Hamas commander who helped orchestrate the 10/7 terror attacks in Israel. 8 Americans are still held hostage. What would you do to get them out?
Well, Liz, look, I mean, Hamas clearly unbelievably dangerous terrorist group. Israel, of course, is completely justified in how it's handling things. It certainly is taking civilian life into consideration and then some, putting Israeli soldiers at risk, in fact, losing their lives to save the lives of civilians. Now, we got a big problem, and the problem is Iran and the Biden administration. This ideology of appeasement is running rampant. It's running at our border, it's running rampant on our streets, and it's run rampant globally, including the Middle East. While we try to soft step this, we are up against terrorists, and there's only one way to deal with terrorists. President Trump proved it. Mike Pompeo proved it, and that was how we dealt with ISIS. We wiped them out. So that needs to be the focus. And just as was just stated a moment ago, all roads lead to Iran here. Iran needs to, if they want to have any sort of relationship with the rest of the world, they need to come down on Hamas and get the American hostages and the other hostages out.
That's the story. To release the hostages, come down on Iran. I mean, what you're saying, Hamas leaders over and over and over again say they would do again and again the same brutal massacre that killed 1,200 Israeli civilians, innocents there, that was just the beginning. A ceasefire would keep that brutal terror regime in place in Gaza. There are moments where we are called upon to bear witness and step up for our humanity. Step up for Israel. It's a democracy that's a threat to dictators in Iran and terrorists worldwide. But the president and vice president, they're offering word salads, and Democrats like Premier Jayapal downplaying Hamas atrocities. Watch this.
One of the reasons why Hamas struck when they did was they knew that I was working very closely with the Saudis and others in the region to bring peace to the region. I was able to get a resolution, a statement passed through there saying we're going to build a railroad from Riyadh all the way through the Middle East into Saudi Arabia, Israel, et cetera, and all the way up to Europe.
I did speak with the Emir, and the work and their commitment to this work is ongoing, as is ours, and our work is ongoing to support some ability to reopen the pause and to have a deal going forward where there will be a pause.
With respect, I was just asking about the women, and you turned it back to Israel. I'm asking you about Hamas. In fact,
I already answered your question, Dana. I said it's horrific, and
okay.
I think that rape is horrific, sexual assault is horrific. I think that it happens in war situations. Terrorist organizations like Hamas obviously are using these as tools. Mm-hmm. However, I think we have to be balanced about bringing in the outrages against Palestinians.
Yeah.
Biden is talking about railroads in the Middle East. And, Democrat Richie Torres says Israel does not invade Palestinian homes and sexually assault Palestinian women as military actions. Hamas does that. What do you think of this moral equivalence here?
Oh, I think it's unbelievable. First of all, the railroad idea statement. I mean, this is one of our biggest problems when I said it's Iran and the Biden administration. There's a tremendous amount of non-decision making, indecisiveness in our chain of commands. That's one of the reasons that we're so slow, because our president, frankly, is so slow. Look, from Leon Panetta to Richie Torres, the list goes on. These comments are outrageous. Hamas is the enemy, right? They're giving more warnings. Secretary Austin, I think it was this morning or yesterday, gave more warnings to Israel than he did Hamas, and he didn't even mention Iran. It's upside down and backwards.
Okay.
Hopefully it gets corrected.
Yeah,
or we certainly need a new president in that White House.
Democrats like Panetta and Torres have been criticizing the comments that are being made. They don't like it. Congressman Meuser, you're terrific. Thanks for joining us.